Dr. James J.C. Cooley. That's right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and wow, we got an absolutely fantastic show coming your way today. Something that's very dear to me that we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about this young man that's doing a lot of great things and remembering this particular event. And I tell you, I'm an absolutely fantastic guy. I consider him a very, very good friend, and I just love the things that he had been doing over the years in preparing and also giving back. and keeping the remembrance of 9/11. So I was a part of that at the Pentagon during that time frame, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go along with the show. But I can't do anything without bringing the executive producer and the co-host, Dr. Michelle Cooley. How are you doing?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I'm a little touched about this topic that we're talking about today because I was a part of that. And, and this guest of ours has been doing so many great things over the years and making sure that the memories of the people that perished during that time frame has not been lost. So I'm excited to have this guy on the show. I'm excited to talk about some of the things that he has done already and things that he is preparing to do for 2025 9/11. So tell you what, Michelle, can you please introduce the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely fantastic guest?
Yes. Well, the title of today's show is Prepping for the 25th Remembrance of 9/11. And we're having a conversation with Edward Presnillo. He's a United States Navy veteran, founder and CEO of Honoring USA Heroes. We're going to discuss ensuring the heroes of 9/11 are never forgotten. We're going to talk with the ambassador of T2T organization and also how to get involved to honor the children and grandchildren 9/11 heroes. So again, Ed Presnillo, he's the founder of Honoring USA Heroes. He's a son of a United States Navy retiree, oldest of 5 children, born in the Philippines. He enlisted in the Navy in September 1973 and was a hospital corpsman in his first tour of duty at the end of the Vietnam era. At the end of his first enlistment in September 1978, he joined the Naval Reserve in Hawaii. After Ed's career with the Navy, Ned went on to work for Cox Communications, where he spent the last 20 years of his working career before retiring in November 2017. He enjoys the outdoors, mountain road biking, sailing, fishing, and tennis. He's also an accomplished dancer, West Coast swing, East Coast country two-step, and Latin dancing. But you know what? His passion on many things is making sure that we honor our USA heroes. So please welcome back to the show, Mr. Ed Presnillo.
How you doing?
JC, thank you very much. Michelle, thank you for that introduction.
It's always an honor and a pleasure having you on the show, especially talking about this topic right here, because there's a lot of people that perished during that time frame, and a lot of the memories as people let it go. They're not here anymore, so we don't think about it. We both served, in the Navy, and we know we was willing to sacrifice our life for what we did, and so was the folks that were doing 9/11, including firefighters, policemen, and others. So I'm so thankful and so grateful that EU has been keeping a lot of these memories and letting the families know that their loved ones were not forgotten. And you continue to do that year in and year out. So first of all, I want to start off, Ed, could you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit more about you, where you grew up, what makes you click, and why you're so passionate about this event that you do every year?
Oh, thank you. Well, as Michelle was saying, I was born in the Philippines, and my father was in the Navy. Yeah, he was a commissarman in the Navy and traveled around a lot on different ships. And at one time, he was stationed at Vandenberg Air Force Base. About the time I was 5 years old, he sent a request for my mom and my 2 siblings at that time, my brother a year younger than I, and my sister 3 years younger, to come to the United States. And we did that back in 1959. I got to see so much of what life was like in my first 5 years of life, what the Philippines was like, and what we learned about America. We're coming to America back then, and oh my God, right off the bat, I could tell the difference of this beautiful country and the country that I lived in. And so I was as years gone by, learned to respect this country, and because it's given us a lot of the opportunities to be successful in here. And so that's my upbringing, and loving what this country's all about.
So did your father inspire you to join the Navy as well, or it just something? How did that come about?
Oh, my father was, he retired, and he actually started a company very similar to a Nation food store, and he had plans on doing something with that. But you know what? Living in America, there were so many opportunities, so many things that I would love to do than run a Oriental food store, Filipino food store, what we call them in the Philippines, sari-sari store. And but my father was it was not what I wanted to do. He says, go to school and get an education and pursue what you want to do. So I went that route, and unfortunately there was a little bit of what do you call it, misunderstanding with, I was playing tennis at the college at Southwestern JC, and there was like a little misunderstanding of procedures there, and I end up kind of dropping out. And then when I dropped out too many courses, reapplied for the second year, the school says for me to sit down a while and come back the next semester. Well, at that time I decided, well, you know what, let's go see the world, and joined the Navy at that time. And so that's what I did.
Wow, a wise choice with the Navy. And I said it because I served 23 years in the Navy, and this was really shaped my whole world, my worldview, mindset. Because if you stuck in a place and you don't do anything, that becomes your world, that little area that you are at. But being able to join the Navy gave me an opportunity to see others in other places, So, but let's talk about the topic that we are doing. What inspired you to dedicate yourself to emerging and ensuring that the heroes of 9/11 are never forgotten? We got about 2 minutes before the break.
Okay, I'll make it quick. I retired from Cox Communication back on 2017, and I really didn't have a goal there, what I wanted to do. By chance, I came across this organization out of Scottsdale, Arizona, and they make these beautiful pictures that come to life through Bluetooth. They are basically a speaker system. So I decided to venture into that. How I came across it was I just walked into this beautiful room full of pictures, but one stood out. It was a picture of an eagle in front of an American flag. And I really, really was so impressed with it. I walked in and I hear "God Bless the USA" playing. And my ears turned me to find the speaker. I couldn't find the speaker. The owner of the place come up to me and says, "Do you like the picture?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And he says, "But first, where's the speaker? I don't see it anywhere." And he says, "You're looking right at it." Oh my God. I couldn't believe that this picture was a speaker system. And I said, I have to be involved with this. So signed a little contract that allowed me to represent his company throughout an area of Southern California. And that's what I did. And one of the things that I sold a lot of was immortalizing your loved ones, keep their memories alive. So we would take a picture of father, their mother, at their beautiful stage of life. And when people come over, and I said, when people come over, play music from them, so that when someone asks, where's that music coming from? You'd say, see the picture of my mom?
Hold that thought. We got to take a station break. But I want to come back. I want to get off into that. You got me excited now, Ed. I tell you, whichever platform that you're watching or something, if you want to be part of this conversation, just go to the comments. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I'm sitting here having a conversation with my good friend Ed Presnillo, and he got me with the picture, a picture that you can play music or you can do anything, and you can also reminisce about your loved one that's there. So I tell you, I have seen this before, and I want Ed to talk about that a little bit more because it's fascinating. So Ed, can you pick up where we just left off?
I sure can. So people were, when I told them how to do this, they thought it was a great idea. And when you get people involved, listening to your story of your loved one and music playing along with it, if you create any kind of emotion during that conversation with the music playing in the background, the next time that person hears that music, he will remember this moment in time of the story that was told about their mother, their father, their brother, and they can relay that information to somebody else when they hear that music playing. Just I always say, your best buddy's in the car with you, and you all of a sudden this song comes on, and you say, "Oh, I remember talking to Mrs. Jones about her husband, what happened to him," and you just now told and kept that memory alive to another person, So, well, I took that concept when I was taking my black lab Cole. He was a surf dog, a service dog. He was one of our top fundraiser for Kiwanis clubs, and we would always raise money for other organizations. But we were going to go surfing at Del Mar Beach down here in San Diego, Southern California. And on the radio on September 10th, 2019, He was the senior fire chief. I'm sorry, I cannot remember his name. He was talking about the number of people dying from cancer related from 9/11, and that he is dying from cancer. His predecessor had just died, and the next thing what he said was that I've made peace with the Lord and I'm ready to go. But what hurts me the most is that this generation is forgetting about what happened on 9/11 and the heroes of 9/11. And when I heard that, JC, when I heard that, I started to cry. I got emotional because I just believed in something that I can help keep those memories alive. And when I yelled at my big boy, Cole, sitting next to me, I yelled at him. I said, Cole, I can help keep those memories alive. And what he did next, I think, was what cemented what I needed to do. He licked me in the side of my face, and I started crying. I said, this is what I'm going to do. And from that moment on, I decided to do what I can to help keep the memories alive. How do I get these pictures out to the families of our heroes so that they can continue telling the story when someone asks, where is that music coming from? But actually, this is what I've been saying, JCS, is when they host a party, someone's going to come up and say, you know, I've had a few drinks and I can't find that speaker where that music is coming from. And then they will say, point to the picture of their father, their brother, who died on 9/11. It says, the picture on the wall of my brother that died on 9/11 is playing it for us. Oh my God, that's the next things that people will say. They walk up to it. Now they're in front of the picture. They touch it to see if it's actual speaker, you know, they can't believe it is. They feel the vibration. Oh my God, it is. The next question they ask, what happened to him? Now the story is being told, music playing in the background, person gets emotional. That moment in time is cemented in that listener's mind forever. And that's what I believe in. And that's why I want to get these pictures out to our heroes' family so that they will always have the opportunity to talk about it when someone asks, where's that music coming from? So,
You know, that's so important. And 9/11 is such a big part of my life because you know what this thing called terminal leave is, right?
yes.
You build up a certain amount of days and you decide that you're getting out. So during 9/11, I was still active duty. However, I mean, I was stationed at the Pentagon. The cordon that the plane crashed into was where our offices was. Just so happened that day, Ed, my boss, because I had taken another job because I was on terminal leave with a company called CSCI, and they had me placed at the Pentagon. But this day I was at the home office because my boss told me to stay there. He had some things that he wanted me to do. I was watching, just telling you my story. We was at our home office on Brandon Avenue. Anybody ever want to check the store, they can check it out. Watching television because we heard that a couple of planes had crashed into the Empire State Building. And we were watching this on television at the office, right? And, you know, later on, that it said it was a plane heading toward the Pentagon. And it did. It got through, and it crashed into the corridor that I would have been there along with another, I think, 193 folks perished that day. My point is this. I understand I lost a lot of friends that day, and colleagues. And the memories is never going to go away from me. If I would have been at that office that day, I probably would have been one of those as well.
Mm-hmm.
And today's, 2025 coming up, that's almost 24 years. And what you're doing is you keeping a lot of those memories alive, especially with the picture speaker that I have seen. But you're doing so many other things with veteran organizations. I have seen you at a few of them. And I just want you to tell our viewers and listeners why it's so important to not forget, especially with some of the people that perish, wives, children, not grandkids, etc. All these people are heroes in my mind. Can you talk about that a little bit?
It was a very big, very big. But what's, what I like to talk about is just going back to what happened that day. It was a time of unbelievable that something like this can happen to this beautiful country of ours. For years, we've been thinking that nothing can touch us. No one from outside the country can touch us. We did have that one incident back in 1994, but that was the only time, that kind of got off our seat and say something can happen. And now at 2001, on September 11, the unthinkable happened. How can this happen to this great country of ours? And I think that woke us all up. That woke us all up. That no, anything can happen to us, and and through the years we've had the military go out to other countries, and we would take care of them, basically, and now we're in ourselves doing the same thing that we're doing for other people in the country. But we lost a lot of our heroes in one day, in just a matter of an hour. We lost so many people, so we just need to get out there and keep the story going, and not take it for granted of what can happen to this country or what cannot happen, because we rely on these first responders, our law enforcement, and our military personnel to provide us this beautiful country that we live in. Yeah. This past month, it's been devastating here in Southern California, and last year we had the hurricanes, things happen. Yeah.
Things are happening all the time in this country. Sometimes we take it for granted. We think that these things can never happen to us,
right?
And we just lose focus, because I believe many times it's on the I, me, my. And the reality of things is not reality until it actually happened to you. That's what most people think. It's a reality when it happened to anybody, and they lose loved ones, or etc. I think we have to always be cognitive of what God has provided to us, which is life, a precious life. And
yes.
We also have to have a consideration that, we have to be kind. We have to be generous. We have to inspire. We have to understand that loss of life is going to affect families, and it's going to affect us. It's going to affect communities. And the things that you're doing during the next segment, we're going to talk about the teamwork that you have established with organizations as far as New York and other organizations, we want to talk about that because everything is precious to each and every last one of us. And we just have to, in my mind, we have to learn to love. You mentioned a second ago about the story that you heard when that fire chief talked to you, he was dying, and it touched you. I believe that we all have to have feelings like that, where, we are able to realize that we can make a difference. So, Ed, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up because we got a lot more that I want to talk about. And I tell you what, I love you, my friend. And
Love you too, JC.
We'll be back shortly after the break.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release and bestseller book from author Dr. James J.C. Cooley, featuring the perspective from 11 other contributing authors. In A Black Man's Point of View, Dr. James Cooley unpacks his thoughts and personal experiences about the challenges, stereotypes, and feelings of self-worth that many black men face today due to a 400-year ancestry rooted in slavery and colonization. Yet, how so many black men move forward despite this history. Most importantly, A Black Man's Point of View conveys that all men, regardless of race, creed, or color, are capable of love, respect, and dignity. Described as a map to a greater life from the heart of a man who's experienced life's misfortune and harsh conditions, James shows us how beliefs, convictions, and a healthy mentality can help propel a life worth living. A must-read for all. Order your copy of A Black Man's Point of View by author Dr. James J.C. Cooley today from Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. All right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, and just sitting here having a conversation with my great friend Ed. And as we was talking about some of the things that happened during 9/11, and what he and other organizations are doing to keep the memories alive from the people that perished during that time frame. And it's just like he mentioned, the policemen, firemen, military, innocent folks, so many. But what this great man is doing, and I have watched him over the years, continue to keep their memories alive by donating pictures and other things, speaking at events, bringing other events together. As far as New York, I do know you got a partnership with a couple of organizations in New York. And I want to talk about that a little bit. I know that you guys went on tour, or they went on tour last year. And I want to talk about some of the things that you guys did during that, and also um, some good news stories about families that you'll touch during the last few years. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes, love to. Yeah. So this past year is, that actually was November 4th to the 8th of 2023. We had the 9/11 mobile exhibit come out here in Temecula, California, and it was at the Promenade Mall. All week long, we had it open to the public for their to walk in, ask the firemen questions about 9/11, see the pictures on there, and we had so many people coming out, and really was just impressed. It was an emotional time for some, and it was an educational time for others too, and so that was a great thing to bring that mobile exhibit from tunnels to towers to Southern California. And during that, the last day that it was there, we were able to send home, I think, about 5 pictures of our local heroes to come. We had family members, the police department come out. We had 2 law enforcement police officers from El Monte that was killed in the line of duty. And the department had sent out a couple of police officers to accept the gift from us. And from it was from one of the local organizations out here. I'm sorry, my brain is. And we had another sheriff that was found his way home too, and fireman Bishop, Assistant Chief Bishop. His picture was able to go home, and so it was a very good week for us. Most of the time, we have these pictures. We present them to the department or to the family at the memorial, and we want to continue doing that. But right now, my big focus is on the 9/11 25th Remembrance, and what I'm doing now is contacting as many nonprofit organizations, Kiwanis, Rotary clubs, Knights of Columbus, and VFW, American Legions, to be part of this event. I would love them to be there, and how they can do that is sponsoring a 9/11 Heroes family. And I just want to show 2 pictures that just recently. This is
Oh yeah,
Uncle Judge. Okay, and we will have a picture for him soon. This is a proof that's actually will be going to the organization Knights of Columbus when that is finalized. The next picture here is Detective Claudie Daniel Richards, and he was a bomb detection. He was involved with the bomb squad there. And so we have an organization, Tier 5 Industry here in Marietta, which is they do bomb screamings at events and stuff. And so they've sponsored this picture. They will get this picture, but the regular picture that produces the sound, the Bluetooth speaker system, will be going to the families there. And I had another organization that it's notified me this week, the Rotary Club of Escondido East will be sponsoring police officer Dominic Pizzello. He was one of 5 officers that, when the first plane hit, went out to the tower, and unfortunately they went on an elevator and the elevator is stuck. But eventually all 5 of them got out except for 2. And they want to honor that police officer, Dominic Pizzillo, on there. And so every organization I go to and talking to them about how they can be involved with me in honoring the fallen heroes. Now it's not the heroes that were the family of our heroes are mostly the children, the grandchildren that needs to continue telling the story of their loved one, their uncle, their brother, their father, their grandfather who died on 9/11. And I'm asking organizations to reach out to me. I would love to come and talk about what's happening, what we are doing to keep the memories alive, and how they can be part of this event with me for the 25th Remembrance of 9/11. My mission is 420 more heroes. And once I reach that goal, I'll be in New York City a week, 2 weeks to deliver all these pictures to the fire stations, the police department, NYPD, the Port Authority, police department of their heroes, so that they can give them out to them on that day.
And so Ed, how do you go about? Do families reach out to you?
They can reach out to me, or go to my website, and they can email me at ed@honoringusaheroes.org. I would love to come and talk. That's what I want to do. My talking is furthering the stories, the remembrance of the heroes, and the options of how concerned businesses, individuals, Americans here want to participate in honoring the heroes' family so that they will never be forgotten.
And you are such an inspiration. I've been knowing you for years. And wow, I mean, just love chatting with you about this because it's inspiring. And just like I said earlier, I have memories of this because I was part of this. And just so happened, people tell me all the time, it just wasn't your time.
Yeah.
But
People have been reaching out to me, and as I talk to different organizations, I'm meeting with people who have connections to 9/11.
Mhm.
It's sharing the stories, telling the stories that's very interesting, and people want to talk about them, And so it's I met a mayor recently, and she was telling me about a sister-in-law who was killed at the Pentagon. She was on a plane. Okay. And they think about her every 9/11 every year, And so it's what I'm doing. I'm meeting people with connections to 9/11, and my heart goes to them. And so,
what would you say to somebody that's watching this right here and have lost loved ones during that time frame, but are afraid to come out and talk about it? And what I mean by that is, if they talk with you, the things that you're doing, they talk with others that was involved in this, the things that they're holding in their heart, if they share their stories, I believe that will give them comfort and maybe a peace of mind. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with that, and I've run into others that is something that they hold very dearly, want to keep it private with them, and I understand that. And those others that wants to talk about the person that they know, the loved one, the brother, the sister, we have to respect their feelings and what they want to do. there'll be a time when they will want to share, and others want their loved ones to be remembered and know what the sacrifices they've put themselves into.
So hey, hold it up. We're gonna take a station break, but we're gonna get back and we're gonna talk about some of the things that you all are prepping for 2025. And I tell you what, whichever platform that you're watching us on, if you want to be part of the conversation, just go to the comments.
Okay.
Ask a question that you might have, or you listen to us on the radio, AM 660, The Answer in Dallas, AM 1170, Answer in San Diego, FM 96.1, The Answer in San Diego. If you want to be part of the conversation, just go to the comments, give us a like, check us out, and I tell you what, it's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Listen up, it's Dr. J.C. Cooley. Yeah. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Hey.
Hello, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023. Unified Brain Z and the other organizations, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
In this life you are gonna grow, but there's things in this world that you gotta know. To be the best that you can be, you wanna grow real big into a strong tree. To be who you're created to be, the one who's gonna leave a legacy is you. But you got to have these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. Gotta have these, oh yeah. It's the 4 C's.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. J.C. Cooley. Hey.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I am having an absolutely great time interviewing my great friend Ed Presnillo. And just like we've been talking about, we have to have a caring heart. It cannot all be about us. I mean, I, the me, the mine. Got to be about the we, the us, and the our. This man right here is a living example because he cares. He cares about everybody. He cares about families that lost loved ones. And he's constant doing things to make sure that they know that their loved ones are not forgotten. And partner with organizations to help the causes, because he mentioned something about kids, grandkids, husbands, wives, etc., that probably did not get an opportunity to fully know their loved ones, but he keeping it alive. And so we need for you to help Ed out.
Yes.
We need for each and every last one of you to reach out, help him out, donate to this cause. It's so important. Rotary clubs, VFWs, all these Qantas, all these organizations help this man out because we are all in this together. And you know what? We share a world together. We have to love together. Again, I'll say that again. We share a world together. We must love together and we must be there for each other in comfort and bad times, smiling and cheering on in good times, because it's so important to our survival and to our legacies that are going to come after us. So, Ed, I want to pick it up with the things that you all are prepping for this year's 9/11 event. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So my whole mission is for the 2026, the 25th Remembrance. So in order for me to reach that goal of honoring the remaining 420 families, I just want to talk to as many organizations as I can. As I've been mentioning, Kiwanis, Rotaries, American Legions, Knights of Columbus, and so forth. And also private organizations, businesses. You know, we have Temecula Valley, Toyota out here, DCH, have been very supportive of what I've been doing. Our wineries out here, Somerset Vineyard and Winery, you can find me there on weekends, you know, bringing awareness, fundraising for the next hero. In fact, at the winery, it's Somerset Vineyard and Winery, I fundraised enough to get a picture sponsored so that the sponsorship will say members or patrons of Somerset Vineyard and Wineries will honor a fallen hero, okay, and so forth. That's what I've been doing, and love to see more organizations reach out to me. I would love to speak to them directly. I will travel as much as I can, or go online and do Zoom presentations on this. And that's how they can, and by participating in what I'm doing to honor our fallen heroes of 9/11, they will be with me, supporting, being behind the memorial picture that we will be giving to the families. And on that day, or the week prior to 9/11, 2026, I will be delivering these pictures to each of the stations that these heroes came from. In New York City during 9/11, during the anniversary, the remembrance, most of the stations individually have their own ceremonies. Okay. And so that's what I want to do the week of. But leading up to that, I have a very big mission I need to accomplish. I'm thinking of doing a run out here in Temecula, where the runners will fundraise a minimum of $400 so that they can honor a fallen hero of 9/11 and honor one of those 420 that I need to provide these memorial pictures to. And that's what that is my big goal, my preparation for the 25th Remembrance of 9/11.
Well, you know, I think the idea of the run, the 3K, 5K, I think that's what that is. I think that's a great idea.
In fact, the steps leading up to the Twin Towers equals about 2 miles.
And so I think that's a great idea. And I believe that we will get a lot of support. As you already know, the James Cooley Show is always going to support this cause.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk about this more and other shows that's going to be coming up, leading up to the 25th anniversary of this, because it's so important. History is so important, Ed, and understanding, having a caring heart, being able to, give to others, and also the kids and the grandkids and great grandkids, being able to instill in them what their grandfather, father, etc. meant to the survival of our country, whether it was military, whether it was police, or whether it was firemen, whether it's just protective services or all that. You mentioned earlier in the show, all of these things are so important to our great country. And not just our great country, but countries around the world that we support. And some of the things that you are doing, if we can instill this into our youth and young adults, that they're going to play a pivotal role in the security of our country, and also keep the memories alive of the folks that came before them.
Yes.
We've got about 2 minutes in the show. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Let's go back to New York City. One of the firefighters that helped me get started into getting involved with more of the heroes of 9/11 was Engine 54 Ladder 4. He came from there. Carl Lazzaro. Carl Lazzaro was a firefighter, and an organization of Kiwanis of San Clemente wanted to honor him because he had children that became firefighters. And I got to meet the family of Carl Lazzaro. Rebecca introduced me to his two brothers there. And the more I get involved with this, I'm finding out that a lot of the families, the heroes, their father was a firefighter or a policeman. Now the young children of today, their children are becoming firefighters and policemen of New York City. Mm-hmm. So that profession seems to be handed down, and all they want to do is the same thing, is serve their community. And the best way they can serve the community is become a firefighter or policeman.
Wow. So that legacy is so important. And Ed, my friend, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. I will be back in California next week.
I look forward to seeing you.
And yes, I look forward. Maybe I'll go to the winery with you. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Always. We're going to talk about this some more and shows to come. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. I'd like to thank my producers in Dallas and San Diego, radio stations, AM 660, The Answer, FM 96.1, The Answer in San Diego, AM 1170, The Answer in San Diego. I'd like to thank that. I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners for tuning in to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I always leave this message to you. Always, always, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life, and we'll see you then.
Thank you, James.